Now, Prince William has wrapped up his whirlwind visit to Australia with an address to an Australia Day function in Melbourne overnight.
The Prince also visited towns devastated by the Black Saturday bushfires and offered encouragement to survivors. Michael Rowland was there.
A burst of pageantry marked the end of the Prince's Australian visit.
Being in Australia is the realisation of a dream. As far back as I can remember, I have heard from my family about the wonders of Australia and the hospitality and friendship of the Australian people.
The mutual affection has stood the test of time.
My father had such a great time here at school and is still misty-eyed about an immortal moment on Bondi when an Australian beauty planted a smacker on his cheek. It's good to see this tradition is still continuing.
The young Prince was mobbed by enthusiastic crowds from the moment he embarked on an unscheduled walkabout in Whittlesea, north of Melbourne.
I give our mate a kiss.
Thank you.
The Prince was in town to learn about the bushfire recovery effort. This part of the state was the hardest hit by the Black Saturday fires. More than 100 people died and thousands of homes were destroyed.
So this is the area that was all burnt.
Driving through the recovery zone, the Prince saw for himself just how widespread the inferno was. The Black Saturday fires have had a particularly touching effect on the Prince. He's followed the recovery effort from afar and has been very keen to hear firsthand from those affected as to how they're rebuilding their lives. People like Richard and Diane Fox, who lost their home and are now living in a cabin as they rebuild.
Because it is an honour. I mean, it's not every day that royalty comes to walk on your wonderful block of land.
And it's not every day royalty gets behind a barbecue, but that's exactly what the Prince did at a community gathering in nearby Flowerdale.
He just had some lettuce and tomato and, you know, all the normal Australian barbecue things, and yeah, he was a nice fellow.
After lunch, the Prince was the star player at a local cricket match, displaying his prowess with both bat and ball. The professionals were impressed.
It was a little challenging, I must admit. Yeah, it came down a bit more pace than I thought.
The adulation wasn't over for the young Prince. Hundreds of well-wishers greeted him as he arrived at Melbourne's Government House. Official duties over, Prince William heads back to Britain, his charm offensive deemed an unqualified success. Michael Rowland, ABC News, Melbourne.